A fundamental right, the right to be heard. In a democracy, every voice matters. Every citizen has the right to express their views, even if those views are different. This is the essence of the right to protest, the right to peacefully assemble and make your voice heard. The right to protest is not just about expressing dissatisfaction, it's about engaging in a dialogue with those in power. It's about holding leaders accountable and demanding a better future. When we raise our voices together, we amplify our message. We show the strength of our convictions and our commitment to a better society. Remember, the right to protest is a cornerstone of a free and open society. It is a right that must be protected and exercised responsibly. Enshrined in law, Kenya's constitution, and the right to protest. The right to protest is not just a moral imperative, it's a right enshrined in Kenyan law. The Constitution of Kenya 2010, in Article 37, explicitly guarantees the right to peaceful assembly, demonstration, picketing, and petition. This means that every Kenyan citizen has the legal right to come together and express their views publicly. They can do so without fear of intimidation or reprisal as long as their actions remain peaceful and lawful. The Constitution acts as a safeguard, protecting citizens' right to engage in open dialogue with their government. It recognizes the power of collective action in holding leaders accountable and driving positive change. However, it's important to remember that with rights come responsibilities. While the Constitution protects the right to protest, it also emphasizes the importance of peaceful and lawful assembly. Peaceful demonstrations, echoes of change in Kenya. Kenya has a rich history of peaceful protests that have shaped the nation's trajectory. From the struggle for independence to the fight for multi-party democracy, Kenyans have repeatedly used their voices to demand a better future. One notable example is the Saba Saba movement of the 1990s. This movement, characterized by peaceful demonstrations and calls for political reform, played a pivotal role in pushing for multi-party democracy in Kenya. More recently, peaceful protests have addressed issues such as corruption, electoral reforms, and social justice. These demonstrations highlight the power of collective action in bringing attention to critical issues and demanding change. These examples demonstrate that peaceful protest is not just a right, it's a powerful tool for change. It's a way for citizens to engage in constructive dialogue with their government and contribute to building a better society. Number 4. The cornerstone of democracy, why protests matter. The right to protest is fundamental to a thriving democracy. It serves as a vital check on power, ensuring that governments remain accountable to the people they serve. When citizens have the freedom to voice their concerns openly, it helps to prevent the abuse of power and promotes transparency in governance. It allows for a diversity of viewpoints to be heard, contributing to a more inclusive and representative democracy. Furthermore, protests can bring to light issues that might otherwise be ignored or overlooked. By shining a spotlight on injustice or inequality, protests can spur governments to take action and address the root causes of societal problems. In essence, the right to protest is the lifeblood of a healthy democracy. It empowers citizens to participate actively in shaping their future and ensures that their voices are heard. Number 5. Voices for change, how protests shape societies. Throughout history, protests have been powerful catalysts for social and political change. They have been instrumental in advancing civil rights, ending wars, toppling oppressive regimes, and promoting greater equality and justice. The American Civil Rights Movement, for instance, relied heavily on peaceful protests and demonstrations to challenge segregation and discrimination. These acts of courage and defiance helped to bring about landmark legislation that outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. Similarly, the anti-apartheid movement in South Africa utilized a combination of protests, boycotts, and international pressure to dismantle the apartheid regime and achieve racial equality. These examples illustrate that while protests may not always lead to immediate change, they plant the seeds for progress. They shift public opinion, raise awareness, and put pressure on those in power to address the demands of the people. Section 6. The power of peaceful action, ensuring your voice is heard. While the right to protest is paramount, it is crucial that demonstrations remain peaceful and lawful. Violence undermines the legitimacy of any protest. When protests turn violent, they often result in a backlash, making it more difficult to achieve the desired outcomes. To ensure your voice is heard, Organize peacefully and plan carefully. Ensure it adheres to legal requirements and promotes safety. Articulate your demands clearly and use peaceful means. Engage in dialogue with authorities to find solutions. The power of protest lies in unity and peaceful action. Subscribe for more discussions on your rights. Let's continue the conversation together.